You know, dating today is basically an extreme sport, right? Like everyone's out here swiping, ghosting, getting ghosted, and then everyone gets a participation trophy just for existing. And don't even get me started on the talking stage, because it used to be the warm up and now it's the main event. Today, we're gonna break down the men doing the absolute least. The ones who think that trauma counts as vulnerability, and the rare few that actually text back. Spoiler alert, you might find out that some of the men you've been dating are actually in their flop era. So buckle up, because it's about to get messy and chaotic. Hey everybody, welcome back to Still Can't Cook. How are you? I'm your host, Kelley Fahey. Thank you so much for coming back. Please subscribe, follow, share, comment. Thank you for coming. We're gonna get right into it. Do you remember when the talking stage used to be the beginning of the relationship? This is where things started, and then there was something, I don't know, called progression. Now we're just stuck in the talking phase. Do you guys feel that way? Doesn't matter how you meet somebody these days. You meet someone at a bar, you chit chat at the bar. I've been there, you exchange numbers, you start texting, and there you go. You stop at the texting. You're online, you meet someone. The big jump online is you go from the app to your actual text message. Wow, that was fun. And then you stick to the texting. Then there's this talking. I don't quite understand what happens next. You end up having this ongoing text relationship or even calls. Now there's a big thing that people do call each other. And then you're in this relationship with your phone with a random person you never met. And then you have these weird moments where you're like, what am I going to put him under? What's his new name? I have guys usually under the app that I meet them on: Bob, Hinge, Bill, Match. Do you ever get crazy and start naming them odd things? Like, I know a girlfriend of mine names them by what their hair looks like, which is really funny. Bald guy, bearded guy. Anyway, so the texting, the staying with the conversation and it never going any further. When did that happen? And is it us? Are we getting so complacent that we just like staying home and that the relationship can take place simply via the phone? I don't know. I feel like, first of all, it's comfortable. I probably have had a few of these relationships. I don't think I ever actually broke up, but it just went silent. But there is, I guess, a time in these talking relationships where you actually have to do a breakup via a text message or a phone call to someone you don't even know. It's just so strange. We've gone so far from communicating that maybe now we feel like we're in a relationship just because we're saying good morning and good night to somebody that we've never met. I know in the beginning, when you kind of have the hots for someone that you've never met and you like the way they text, it sounds kind of nuts, isn't it? Imagine if this was like 30 years ago, these exact statements, like no one even know what I was talking about. But like, I get a good morning text, and unless you think the person's creepy, which also can happen, you get kind of this like, oh, good morning, babe. Like, first of all, who am I calling babe? Who am I sending a heart to that I don't know? What's with the hearts? I don't know. Can you send a heart with the heart emojis? Does that mean love? What does that even mean? Like loving someone's message at this point when you never even met them? But then the emojis, and you have to think about what the emoji means. And are there emojis creepy? And we all know there are some very creepy emojis, or at least there's X-rated emojis, which I didn't know until I found out about them, and now I find them very funny. But, you know, the emojis come up, and then how do you say goodnight? And then does someone give you an XO? Like, it all takes place on the phone. It's all conversational, and there's no real interaction. Though, is that the real interaction now? Has that become the whole relationship because we've done so much of the other stuff for so long? I don't know. I'm kind of confused about it because I'm in the middle of it right now. I have some people who the communication is only on my phone. And I actually had one person that I said I didn't want to talk. I was actually busy. I wasn't trying to be rude. But then continuously like hammered off all these questions. When did it become too many questions or too much when it's happening over the phone and you don't even know somebody? How is that too much work? For me, it feels like ask a question, wait for me to respond, then you can respond. Then it's like, then there's all these rules. Like, you know, if you pay attention to what you're supposed to do and not supposed to do. Don't overtext. Don't text too many times. Then, if they don't text back right away, that, as I know, because I listen to all these text your ex back things, is if a person waits to respond to you, you're anticipating, you're supposed to give that anticipation. Like, this is a whole new, could you imagine being in a real conversation with someone at a table and then being like, hey, so how's it going? And you being like, wait 5 minutes before. Don't want to seem too eager to answer their question. But yet here we are at home staring at our phones like, I start typing. I'm like, oh shit, they see I'm typing now. Put the phone down. There's an air bubble. Then I see their air bubble. And I'm like, okay, let them go now. Then the air bubble. You know the air bubbles that disappear? How about the WhatsApp text messages? How about when you get on WhatsApp and you can say all this stuff and you can go back and delete it all? Stop giving us that. Don't give me that freedom. Don't give me the crazy freedom to go and say a bunch of crazy stuff and have the ability to erase it. I had to block certain people on WhatsApp because it gave me too much of a relationship, one-sided, via text, and showed I was crazy. So anything that lets me delete it, do not let me do that. That's me, not you. We're back to just conversation and how a relationship has become just talking. I don't really understand when this happened. I enjoyed it in the beginning because it fills a void, I think. I think it's fun to be able to be in your real life doing your own thing and having some random stranger be like, hey, how'd your day go? It's like, great. Bill, how'd your day go? And then you're like, oh, I mean, Tom. I mean, wait, what's your name again? You have to go back and search what you put them under and who this really is. I asked someone 2 days ago if they could send me a picture. And he's like, oh, you're talking to that many people? I'm like, yeah, I have no idea who you are. And I can't go back because I gave my number to 4 different people and you didn't introduce yourself. It's fun because it's better than sitting around without the phone ringing, right? It's funny to be kind of hot. You feel like you're kind of sexy when the phone's dinging away from strangers. It's like a new whole bizarre fake relationship, all talk, no reality via the phone. For me, I have all this downtime. So when I can chit chat with someone that I don't really know, it's kind of fun. And you get to know someone, as I'm saying, but then where do you go from there? What is the next step? And do we take the next step? Or is this happening a lot that you have these conversations and the relationship ends there? What is the most delusional thing you've ever done in the talking stage? Have you made up something about yourself to somebody? Have you given a false name to somebody? Have you made something up? Have you named them something crazy on your phone? Like, have you ever just called them like your future husband, your future ex-husband? It's even funnier. What have you done crazy in the talking stage? I think I've shared photos that was kind of weird. Like, what are you doing right now? And not dirty photos, which is also something that happens. You can have a full sex life via the phone these days without ever meeting in person. Relationships begin and end in the talking phase. It's an interesting dynamic. It's an interesting new way of being. It's fun, but it's also sad, I think. Maybe I'm just feeling sad about it right now, that like this is the new normal, or it's become the new normal. It's so lazy. And then if they give too much, then it's annoying. I was gonna say if you averaged out women who overtext versus men who overtext, women probably overtext more. I take that back. I think that there probably are some really big overtexting men. I just happen to find myself, I'm a serious overtexter, so it would be a battle of the thumbs for me and whoever I would. If I met an overtexter, and it would be great. It would be the most fun. I would never leave the couch. It would just be like this. I'd have to have a thumb machine to like relax and rub, but I would go off. I'm an overtexting person, so I've not been met with an overtexter. In response to my overtexting, I might scare them away. I don't think the phone is big enough for both of us. We're gonna need a bigger phone. So relationships, staying in the talking stage. What do you think? Do you think that this is a new phenomenon? Do you think it's a phase that we're going through? Is this like, the new normal? The whole catfish thing. I mean, there are real people who meet online, internationally, long distance, and their entire relationship remains on a phone, and I guess it remains in the talking phase until they actually get to meet. But if there's shows dedicated to it, it must be more normal than it seems. I'm waiting for what's next, if I'm interested in the conversation part. But I've also done the full circle. Had the conversation, do the meeting, do the talking, do the texting, do the pictures, do the FaceTime, don't want to see you anymore. So I've had a full circle relationship take place without even getting off my couch. So it's like the convenience of life has become a little bit too convenient. I mean, I don't know. You should ask my husband, who I'm married to in Chicago. I mean, we don't know. We did our vows on TikTok. I'm joking. That made me laugh, and I snorted. I didn't mean to snort, but I have a new nose, so maybe that's what. I don't have a new upper lip. I don't have a new nose. But the relationships taking place only conversationally and not moving forward is kind of strange. And it seems to be happening more now than ever. And I don't know. What do you think? Do you guys do that? Do you like have a full relationship and then an actual breakup? Or do you just ghost? Ghosting. That's a whole episode. Hate the ghosting. And I'm not a ghoster. I think I've ghosted like 2 people my whole life. I've blocked people who went crazy on me, but I don't have the ghosting in me. I try. I should ghost. Like I said, I don't think you could be an overtexter and a ghoster. Those are two different people living in two different planets. They're never awake at the same time. So that was a Michelle Wolf joke. I just stole that. Sorry, Michelle, I stole your joke. These two people are never awake at the same time. Credit Michelle Wolf. So while we're out here over-investing in a man who can't even commit to an emoji as a response, let's talk about the real villain in modern day dating. The bare minimum men. So men are doing the bare minimum and getting a medal for it. Like, welcome to the bare minimum Olympics. There are so many things that we don't expect nowadays with all this modern dating and phones, and we don't expect the door to get knocked on and a man to be standing there with flowers anymore. We shouldn't we? Go back to my chivalry. I enjoy chivalry. I do expect the knock at the door, but let's get me out of 1950s and go back to the fact that our relationships are taking place on the phone, and we are really getting excited by the bare minimum. The bare minimum dates, the bare minimum text messages, the bare minimum men. Not all of you, a lot of you, just give so little, and we act like it's, oh my God, he said good morning. Getting a text in the morning, getting the good morning text, getting the how are you throughout the afternoon text, it's the bare minimum. And we're acting as if this is a big deal. Going to dinner, having a door held or a check paid for, and then I've had friends, and then he grabbed the check. Oh, did he grab the check? Did you get out without getting punched? Well, good, great date. What are you talking about? Of course he grabbed the check. That makes absolutely no sense. It's like you got out unscathed, he paid the check. It shouldn't be, what is this? Is this like war games? Like, no, you go on a date, they pay the check, they say thanks for, hanging out with me or whatever words. I'm not going to give a man a script. Let me say this. I always say thank you for dinner. Thank you for the drinks. I will say thank you for, if I do get flour, I always acknowledge a man's good behavior. But when is it bare minimum and when is it good behavior? When is it going a step above and beyond? And when is it like they just came out of a cave and realized, don't hit me over the head and drag me away on my ponytail anymore? Where is this? What happened? Literally, so I went out and he was really nice and he's a lawyer and da-da-da-da. And he let me only pay for myself. He let you do what? Oh, you didn't pick up the whole check? Wow, that's cool. Are you like, I would have an absolute heart attack. First of all, if I put my credit card down and you let me do it, then I am paying the whole check. Then I'm making a point. No. Clearly you need this more than I do. So you keep your credit card and see you, Charlie, because that's not happening again. When did we allow things to become so basic and minimum and lose the romance and the charm and the extra stuff? Thinking that a rose on a text message emoji is the same as getting flowers to your door is psycho. It's not the same. Don't send me a bouquet on a text and not a bouquet at my door. I don't know, is it just me? When did we start thinking that this was enough? I don't understand, and we're letting men get away with it. They can do better, ladies. I promise you. They can. I had dated a guy years ago who sent flowers after every date. Now, that's a big stretch, and if I didn't like him, holy creepy. But when you like a person and they do these little sweet things, that's romance. That's special. Not, hey, how was your day? Or the 11 o'clock, what you up to text. Like, did we stop them from giving it? Have we been so mean to the guys who do it? I say we. I love that I'm blaming you guys. Have I put this out in the universe and changed the entire dynamics between men and women? Have I been so standoffish on the guys that do a bit extra that they had a meeting and told all the other nice guys, like, no, don't do that. They think we're creepy if we're too nice. Because I think we're doing this to ourselves somehow. Somehow I'm taking a little bit of responsibility that maybe we have said all the things that we don't want. I want the door open. I want the food paid for. I want the trash taken out. I want all the things. Those are the things. Good morning text, bare minimum for me. Thank you. Good morning to you too. The next thing would be, how's Oliver? Do something personal. If you're not personalizing my text messages or this weird new chat conversation relationship that we have these days, if you're not even personalizing it for me, and then if you do, then we act like, oh my God, did you see how sweet he was? He asked how's la la la. It's like, no, I talked about la 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 5 times on the date. Why is that a big deal? And I'm getting myself mad right now. I'm really mad at the guy I'm not dating. I'm furious with him. So he better not send me the flowers that he didn't send. So what's worth more? replying to a text, remembering your coffee order, or showing emotional intelligence. I pick that one. It's a middle finger, but that's the one I pick. But yeah, emotional intelligence, that's what's missing here. I think on all sides. I think we've been bombarded by the phones and the easy messages and the quick responses and the photograph. I think emotional intelligence has been minimized because of this quick, fast relationship, text, phone call. I think we no longer have to put the time and energy into being emotionally intelligent. I, for one, turn to a computer to make me more emotionally intelligent to communicate with the people that I want to communicate with when it comes to family, friends, and dating. So I failed my own test here. I have stunted myself. I no longer have to say, what does so-and-so want from me versus what this other person wants. I think we blanket everything these days. I think we've lost our emotional intelligence. You know, we used to have certain people for certain things and relate to people differently. There was just texting. So speaking of emotional intelligence, let's talk about that guy who thinks he had it because he cried once in 2013. What about that guy? Does that make you emotionally intelligent because we were sitting talking about you and you cried over something that mattered to you, like you went and saw Old Yeller the day before? And if you don't know what Old Yeller is, it's a very sad movie about a dog that gets put down. Anybody over 40 plus, if you asked men typically what their two saddest films ever made, it's going to be Brian's Song and Old Yeller. Try it, ask them. I'd love to know 40 and under what their version, probably like Saving Private Ryan or something. But if you cried back in 2013 because you were talking about the saddest movie you've ever seen, does that make you emotionally intelligent? And did you feel vulnerable sitting at a table with literally, I could cry over anything at any moment if you bring up anything? So when a man decides he's going to share these things with you and he's being emotionally vulnerable in one moment and then the rest of the time he's completely closed off and cold, does that count as emotional intelligence because of the one thing that they shared with you? When most of the time when a man is sharing with you, not all men, got to do the thing, no blanket statements here, always blanket statements. But just because you shared, just because you had an emotional reaction to your life, does that mean you're actually open to being vulnerable to me and to my life and the things I need? Why do so many men think that unloading their emotional trauma means they're vulnerable? If I went to a date and I started to cry about the fact that something happened during the course of my day, I would be, oh, that girl's, I feel like she's too emotional. Da, da, da. But if a guy shows a tiny bit of emotion, that's it. He's cake, he's a softie, he's a sweetie. It's like, no, we all have that. Share who you really are. So it doesn't count for you to get upset about the stock market. It doesn't count that you freak out about your day at work and think that you're now sharing your soft spots. No, like what happened when you were 5? Tell me something about your mom and dad. Like, when was this you going deep? But again, are we teaching them this? Are we teaching them that you can't really be soft? Because if you're soft, we're going to judge you for it. But now you give a little and then you think that you're the, oh yeah, I'm so emotionally open to this new girl. I told her how much I was sad about something stock crashing yesterday, crying over JP Morgan. I don't know, something. I don't even know names of stocks, but you get what I'm saying. When did that become like a gift that a guy gets to share? You overload on us. I sat down on a date and it was literally like a business interview. I couldn't believe it. I know more about this guy's business plan and about his advertisements. And I sat there like, can I just order can I get an appetizer? Like, shut up. I don't care about your business. I mean, I do. Had I had a snack, had you have fed me and then thrown in your proposal, I would have cared about your great idea. But now I'm starving to death and you've given me the 5th concept that you have that hasn't happened yet. God bless. I hope you make a gajillion dollars, but what you didn't have is a good date. What you did was monopolize my life with your issues. Maybe that's why phones are better, because you can like pause. There is the pause and you don't have to pick it back up. I bet the guy that I went on a date with that didn't shut up about his business would probably have texted me 17 times in a row, but I would have got up and walked Oliver and not checked my text messages. There probably would have been no delay in it. Maybe the relationships over the phone are the right way to go. I can't figure it out. I'm very confused now. But I think pouring yourself onto somebody, male or female, pouring your emotions out to somebody else, bombarding someone with your issues is not vulnerability. It's stealing someone's time. It's taking away from the openness of a conversation. It's getting on a soapbox and taking all of the energy and sucking the energy out of a date and making the whole entire thing a business transition or a job application. And if you're applying to go on a date with me, then let me talk to you. That's part of the application process to date me is hi, wait for my response. How are you? I'm great. Like this, just explosion of what is going on in your life. And then you somehow think you're sharing when all you're doing is throwing up all over the other person. I'm going to say me. This actually happened. It's like, wow, that's exciting moment. Yeah, tell me what you're doing in your life. Tell me what's new. That's great. I love that someone is passionate about their new career or their ongoing career or their family but then it's like, can I just get a breadstick before you bring out the roll of what else? I mean, a scroll of all the new things you're doing and all the things, the process of the new business. It's like, yeah. Sorry, I've exhausted myself from a date I didn't even go on yet. No, I actually went on this date. I'm kidding. I'm exhausted again from what I was exhausted the first time. It's a lot. And again, we ask men to be vulnerable. We ask them to share with us. We get upset when they're distant, but then we also get like, shut up and let me order an appetizer. Or how about this? Ask me what I want to eat and stop telling me about your stupid business proposal. Or maybe that's just me. So let's unpack some red flags here. Like men who say they're not ready for a relationship, yet they expect girlfriend benefits. Men who text you before they ever even know you or meet you and say they're not looking for anything serious. They're looking for friends with benefits. Dude, I don't know you yet. How do you know we're even friends? My photos on Hinge make you think we're besties? And get that cart behind the horse. How do you know I like you? Oh, are you looking for a friend with benefits? Oh, are you not looking for anything serious? How do you know what you want with me? We've never met each other before. It's like walking into a store with no sign outside, black walls, and you go in and be like, I'm just going to get a pair of socks. They only sell shoes here. There's no socks in this whole store. How do you pre-order? You can't give me your pre-order. I don't take pre-orders. This isn't like Macy's Christmas sale. What are you doing? I only want. Oh, I'm not interested in. You don't know me. How do you know what you're interested in with me? It's creepy. It's weird. I don't understand it. And it's not a good sale. Take it slow. You want to get to know someone, you want to hang out with me and then tell me you're not interested in a relationship? Cake, got it, understand it. Those are the steps we take. How are we putting, again, the cart before the horse before we ever meet telling someone, I'm really not looking for anything serious? Well, then why'd you pay $59 to join Hinge? What are you talking about? You just sent me a rose. That's $34 a month. What are you talking about? Or for 12 roses, actually. What are you talking about? What are you looking for then? If it takes you this much time and energy to get laid, I'm not looking for you. Go to a bar, buddy. Lazy. If you're lazy like this, we know where they're lazy too. You're not looking for anything serious. Well, what are you looking for? Get a comic book if you're looking for something funny. Get out of here. Go put on Netflix. So there's so many red flags these days, especially when you're online dating. It doesn't even have to be online dating. There's red flags at a bar. There's the guy going from girl to girl to girl. You can see them sniffing out the room for who might be desperate enough to go home with them. Like, there are a lot of red flags. There's probably clearer red flags in person, but you don't meet people, or I don't meet people in person so much anymore. And then you get the date, and on the date is when you get to see all the flaws and all the damage that you didn't get to see via the text message. And they won. You got past that phone call. When did emotional unavailability become an aesthetic? Because if you do date online, you go from not looking for anything serious, not looking for a girlfriend, friends with benefit, or the great one, I've already got a partner, but we're non-monogamous, though I am looking for a long-term outside. Factual, have the text message, have it. Good for you, a little bit weird. If you're in an open relationship and you're open to meeting partners, I feel like that should happen together. Maybe I'm wrong. You guys can tell me, but I feel like one person's online trying to fish for the new chick. Does the open relationship partner really know? I don't know. It's a new day. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they do it all together and I'm just missing the boat here. But again, you're obviously not really available. And when did this become something that we brag about? Like, hey man, yeah, so I got a Porsche and I'm not looking for a girlfriend. Like, what are you talking about? Oh yeah, I'm a banker and so I have like 3 houses, but like, friends with benefits. Yeah, okay. No, frat boy, not happening. That's what happened. When did the frat mentality become the new thing? I don't like it. I need a little bit more old school with the modern edge. I need a little bit more Flintstones hanging out with the Jetsons house. That's what I need. I need someone to pull up with the Flintstones car into the Jetsons house. That's what I need. I need a marriage of two worlds because I'm too old and also too young at the same time. It's a whole thing for me. Too old for the BS. Too young to retire. That's what's happening with me and the dating life. I got a date. Have to date. I'm not allowed to not date. Ask my friends. It's a pressure. So now I got to work through all of these new things. Honestly, maybe the problem isn't that men are emotionally unavailable. It's that women are emotionally evolved. Because once you start healing, you realize that some of these men you were dating are actually just in their flop era. So how do you spot when you've actually outgrown the men you used to date? There's so many signs. When the guy you date showed up in a baseball cap. Outgrown that. That was high school. That was high school. You could show up in a baseball cap for a date in high school. I'm not grabbing my door for any restaurant ever. I do that. I've outgrown you. Sorry, you're in the past. Emotionally, just being honest. The guy who ghosts, I've outgrown ghosters. Haven't we outgrown ghosters? I think I have. And then I get angry. And then I'm the overtexter. I overtext the ghoster. That's what I told you before. I'm an overtexter. How do you realize you've outgrown? I remember I gotten back with an ex of mine, and he made an offer to have me come spend time at his house when he was traveling. True story. And I was with a group of my friends, and he was like, I'll leave the key under the mat for you. And friends of mine at the table were like, oh, that's cute. How are you getting there? And I was like, oh, I'll take an Uber from. And then as it started to process, that would have been cute in my 20s. That would have been cute. Like, oh, I'll go out of my way to get myself to your house, to search for a key, to go in the house, to be in the house when you get home. And outgrown, car outside, keys in the car, bring you to the house, or come meet me, bring me to your house. There's a million things. But that one way of setting that up, I've outgrown you. And my friends had to point that out. Like, this isn't cute anymore. Paying for your check, outgrown it. I will buy a guy a drink and I will pay for dinner. This is not an absolute. It doesn't have to always be one-sided. But in the beginning of the date, a date should be the original beginning date, I believe, without a doubt, no gray, handled by the man, if that is who you date. If they're women dating women, I think it's probably a conversation. I don't quite know. Haven't gotten that far. But in the dates that I have, I think that if I am allowed to pay, I've outgrown you. There's just the subtleties of dating. Like, goofy stuff that guys say. I don't want to talk about sex in the first 3 minutes that we meet via text. Don't ask me. Don't say, oh, can I say that picture is sexy? Well, clearly I put up a sexy picture. What'd you think I was going to put up? Myself in a bathrobe with a towel on my head? You have to put up your best pictures. Can I say? Yes, you can say. Now, if you elaborate, you're creepy, I outgrown you. No. Don't be creepy. Don't come on too strong. Don't wear baseball pads. Do not show up on a date with flip-flops. Do not meet me for dinner in a pair of shorts or flip-flops. I don't care unless we are in Bora Bora. Do not show up in a pair of shorts and flip-flops for dinner with me. I feel the same way about a baseball cap, to be honest. I think men should be on long pants. Men should be in long pants on dates. Call me crazy. I just don't think it means you think you're going to what? We're going to play tennis after this? What are we doing? What's going on here? Flip-flop? Never, ever. I really, off an island, do not believe a man should be in a flip-flop. So anyone who liked me, who wears flip-flops, take me off your dating list, because it will be a hard fail if you pick me up in a pair of flip-flops. Again, unless, of course, there's sand everywhere. I think I've also outgrown men who are unavailable and who say they're busy when they're just doing nothing and that you're not really a priority. I've outgrown emotional absence. I've outgrown me. This has to be in a dating situation, but I've outgrown sharing emotionally how I feel about a situation or a topic or a subject that we are both dealing with and being met with my feelings unanswered. I've outgrown men not taking responsibility. There is a thing in life, it's action, reaction. It's everywhere. It's how life works. I've outgrown men who believe that their actions will not have any reaction, or should I say, will they be held accountable for their behavior by a woman, or we're nagging. If you say you're going to be there at 6 and you don't come at all, or you show up at 7, a slight conversation, well, you're an hour late, you're nagging. No, because if anyone took my time, don't take my time and think it's yours to spend or for yours to waste. I have no time for men who are not accountable for their behavior. That, for me, I've outgrown. And it was not without kicking and screaming. It was not without me blaming myself. It's a transition, growing up, figuring out, no, this is not okay. I remember tap dancing to try to get it. Here's me with pom-poms. Where are you? What's going on? How come you mad at me? Da-da-da-da. I'm sorry. Over-explaining, over-apologizing, pleading. I'll fix this. I'll fix that. Oh, you know what? I'll be a blonde. What do you need? I'll be taller. Done. I've outgrown it. This is me. This is what I do. If I overtext, I overtext. If I don't know what, I overshop. I do a lot of things. But this is me. And when it levels itself out, there's way more good than there is bad. So if you ghost, if you don't take accountability for your actions, if you're emotionally stunted, that for me, I've outgrown. And it was not easy. I literally was holding on to the crib like, I want to stay here. I like it here. It's safe. I understand this kind of crazy. I put up with a lot of stuff. I can accept a lot of things, friends, and I have perfect friends. I love you guys. It's not about you. But like, I don't expect people to be perfect because I'm not perfect. But I have the ability to weigh the good and the bad of people. It's like if I'm mad at you right now for something that you did today, I'm not going to be mad at you for the next 3 weeks just because right this very second, I'm angry. Like I can rationalize my anger. Like, yeah, that was kind of stupid, but for the last 3 years, you've been pretty great. And there's this, like when you are stuck on the negative of a moment and don't get over that, I'm over that too. Wayne Dyer says that there are people in the world who wake up every single day and just get up waiting to be offended. I can't deal with people like that. And I know them, I've been around them, and I can't have it. If you wake up every day and your entire mindset is just waiting for someone to offend you, I probably will. That's what's going to happen because you're that sensitive. I can't. You have to be open to sarcasm if you date me. You have to be open to humor if you date me. You have to not take everything so seriously, and you have to across the board, men and women, you have to be able to apologize. People who avoid of apologies is a whole segment. You have to say, I'm sorry when you did something wrong. So those are the things that I have no time for. So why do we mistake chaos for chemistry? Why does it feel better to be so unsure than it does to feel settled in a situation? Why do we get turned on by the crazy? I say we. I'm generalizing. Why does the chaos seem to keep us interested? The chaos keeps it interesting. The chaos keeps you moving, keeps the excitement. But at the end of the day, if it comes in chaotic, it's going out just as chaotic. But why does it feel good, right? When it's happening, it's like, oh, this one's a little nuts. He's a little hard. Oh, you mad again? Oh, let me fix. Like what the chaos of it, getting caught in the chaos. For me, it's a big turn on. I'm like, oh yeah, this feels familiar being in the middle of the storm. Gotta love a good hurricane relationship. Gotta love that. Stand or not let the houses hit you. I don't know. Chaos to me, especially in the beginning, feels right. It's just like, oh, okay, mosaic. Let's meet at the broken parts. That's how I feel. Give me the breaks. Give me the chaos. And then, what do you get upset about later on? What's the thing that makes you leave the relationship? The chaos. So when did we start mistaking this? When did we think, wow, he's not texting back quick enough. He doesn't make plans first. He doesn't say good morning anymore. When did that become like, oh, that's the guy. That must be him. That's going to be the guy I love. The one who doesn't show up for any of the things and makes me crazy when I'm waiting for the phone to ring. When did that become romance to us? When did chaos become so comfortable? I mean, I don't get it. I get it and I don't get it at the same time. Because if it's anything less, then we're bored. We, us, me. Bored. I don't know. Chaos seems to create mystery. Mystery's got to be there, I think. I think between men and women, I think sometimes we overshare. Talked about that. Something about that chaotic quiet, the mystery, the what do I not know? Or The wild horse. Oh, this guy's crazy. Wait till I get him. Wait till I calm him down. Wait till I show him how magic it is to relax and be nice. Never going to happen. It's never going to happen. I'm not breaking a horse, and I'm not breaking a man either. Breaking a horse means taking a horse that's wild and making it comfortable with you in its back. That's the layman's way of saying it, because I don't really know the technical, but it is called breaking a horse. Breaking a man, same thing. They all think they're taming the shrew. You got to, if you don't know the reference, all men think they're taming the shrew. I'm not being tamed, and I'm definitely not breaking a horse. I don't know, chaos. I really love it. I thrive in it. It's crazy. But we're not bitter, just better. And on that note, let's take a minute to recognize and honor and appreciate the green flag men. They're a rare species out here, but they do exist. I've heard. I haven't seen a platypus, but I know they exist. So says the encyclopedia. That's an old reference. You can Google a platypus. There are men who still plan dates, text back, and don't call themselves alpha males. They're out there somewhere. No, my friends date. I have a lot of good men in my life. They're not the men I date. But there are great men still out there. And that's why I think we're all still, I get on these dating apps, we're all still looking. We believe it's possible. We're all looking for the white rhino. We know it's out there somewhere. It's literally like a Yeti. Someone saw it once. I swear it's there. There's a million pictures. We're on these dating apps because we still have hope. We're out there at these bars with our eyes open and lipstick on smiling because we still have hope. We know there's green flag men out there. There are green flag men out there. We know it. That's why we're still putting ourselves out there waiting for them. Here's some of my green flags. Listening instead of waiting for me to shut up so you can talk. Actually listening and caring about what I have to say. Planning a date based on what you know I like. Please don't not listen when you say what kind of food you eat and I tell you and you pay attention. That's a big green flag. I like that. Green flag. I love flowers. Flowers, big green flag for me. Even if you send them to me via text, it's still cute. I still like it. More green flags. Emotionally available, fiscally responsible, one of us should be. Well-dressed, care about how you meet. I don't need a guy in a suit, but really, seriously, ixnay on the flip-flops and the baseball caps. Another really big green flag for me is not treating kindness like it's extra credit. Just being basically warm and kind is the bare minimum. It's a standard of human kindness. It's just how people should be to one another. You're not going to get a flag next to your name, a star on my fridge, because you did the bare minimum and you were kind. It shouldn't be something we wear as a badge of honor. Men should be kind. Women should be kind back. I think it shouldn't be a big green flag to just do decent things, you know? And if things aren't working out, say it. Don't ghost. If you're not interested in a repeat date or you don't want to, say it. I have such respect for that wasn't what I like, or I'm not into you were great, but do that. Say that. We're in an era now where you can just block somebody. Not nice. Don't like it. Green flag, explaining yourself, saying when a date was good, saying when the date isn't, expressing what you want without being creepy. Another green flag, showing up consistently, not just when you're bored. Having me be a priority, not an afterthought, not the last resort. Don't call at 12 o'clock at night. Make the date at 8 the day before. Don't same day date. Not yet, not till we're in a relationship. So here's how you can spot some emotional maturity before you waste 3 months of your life for someone who's a child. 1, they interact and communicate like an adult. They hear you, they listen, they respond to what you're actually saying. They don't just wait for you to shut up to talk about what they're thinking about. They're consistent. They show up when they say they will. They text when they say they will. They respond to your text messages or questions with the actual answers to the questions you've asked. They own their mistakes. They don't hide behind a reason. They support your goals. They talk about you to their friends. They brag about decisions that you've made or things that you've done like you do with them. Mutual respect of each other's lives and, sharing about one another. I think it's super cool when you meet a guy and you're dating and you happen to meet one of their friends and you're the girl they've been talking about. That's a big, big bonus point. Oh, aren't you so? Yes, that is actually me. It gives you that little that's a good sign. That means that he's mature and he's talking about you, involving you in their lives. Having people in their lives know about you, not just you running and calling all your friends about the man that you just met. Being something they're talking about. That is huge. It tells you that they're comfortable sharing their world and you're not a secret. You should never be anybody's secret, and that you grow out of that. That's a kid's game. Stay away from it. And the biggest sign of emotional maturity is when he doesn't need reassurance, when he knows himself, when he doesn't need constant adoration. He doesn't need you to constantly remind him how fabulous he is. And he doesn't mind telling you how great you are. Big sign of a man's insecurity is when he's incapable of complimenting you, supporting you, bragging about you, and needs you to constantly be blowing the smoke his direction. I think it's a very big sign when a man knows himself, can apologize, and is comfortable in his own skin. He doesn't have to be perfect. He just has to be who he is, unapologetically. And we get to show up the same way. So what I'm getting at is that healthier men are actually better than the chaotic, unhealthy men in the long run. Though they don't make for good content for a podcast, in the long run, the healthier, the easier, the less chaotic, that's really ultimately what we're looking for. And that's what's going to make us happy, even though talking about it might not seem as fun as when you're going crazy and talking about he didn't call, he did call, he said this, he said that. Chaos is great content. But for life, for forever, consistency, kindness, mutual respect and love. That's what we're looking for. That's what I'm looking for. So let's manifest this person for us. It's going to be a man for me. You guys do what you need. Let's manifest this. Let's manifest the guy who says good morning every day with a cute little heart emoji, who cares what your answer is when they say, how are you? Who picks the best restaurants, who knows what you like to eat, who orders for us and knows what's delicious and what makes us happy, who lets us eat our chocolate ice cream because it's what we like and doesn't try to turn you on to pistachio, who shows up emotionally, who is supportive, who's funny, a man who shows us unconditional love, who's supportive, who loves our family, who loves our friends, who loves our dog, a man who loves us, because that's what we deserve. So maybe the goal isn't to find the perfect man, but it is to stop celebrating the bare minimum and maybe celebrate ourselves instead. Closure is a scam and validation is overrated. We don't need it. Validate yourselves. The real win is realizing that you are the prize. So the next time someone calls you too much, just remember you've just too upgraded for their flop era. That's all I have for you today. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you guys next week. Bye. Hey guys, thank you so much for showing up for another episode of Still Can't Cook. Subscribe to us wherever you listen to your podcasts, on YouTube or any other podcast provider. And if you're on Instagram or TikTok, please follow us at Still Can't Cook. Love to have you guys back every week. So happy that you joined us and look forward to seeing you next week.